We laugh. Hey there, hi there, oh there. Had some trouble getting on, but we're here. Here we are. How are we? Someone set up my shot. Okay, how are we doing today? What's going on? Tell me everything. I'm going to vamp a little bit. I saw some people were having trouble finding us. It's a little bit funky in the Facebook group, so I know sometimes in StreamYard, it's the platform that we use. It doesn't, there I see people showing up. There we go, good. It doesn't post under the same place where we post the announcement of the video, which is kind of odd. So hopefully people are finding it. There we go. Now I see hello from Texas. Woohoo! Hello, hello, hello. Nice to see you here. Hello from Vancouver. I am traveling in Vancouver and having a beautiful, unbelievably beautiful winter. So beautiful. Heading back to California soon. So I'm just soaking up all that snow. So hope things are well. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Hooray. I love the New Year. I love new beginnings. It's one of my favorite times of year. I love Thanksgiving and I love New Year's and I love Valentine's Day. Even Valentine's Day is such a sweet, well, it should be anyway, such a sweet holiday. Some years I send out Valentine's Day cards instead of Christmas cards. And then I found out not too long ago that my grandmother used to do that. I never knew her. She passed away before I was born, but how cool was that I just started doing that on my own and then realized that she did too. Happy New Year. So if you, so I can only see your name if you give StreamYard the permission to show your name. So they don't do anything else other than they want to make sure you're cool with showing your name. So if you go to, I think it's facebook.com/StreamYard, because there should be a little thing that you can click on where you can show your name. So I can see Happy New Year, but I'm not sure who that is. So, but Happy New Year to all. Nice to see all y'all here today. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So we do these first Monday. I said water because I'm so excited. When I get excited, my eyes water. Don't know what that is. So we're super excited to do this first Monday every Monday. It's really a fun kind of thing to celebrate the beginning of every month. I can't believe it's a new year already. And we are here doing that. Hi, 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 hello, hello. And today we're talking about vision boards. And I just got off of Instagram. We do it in Instagram and then we do it here in the Hollywood Gatekeepers Facebook group. And I just got off of Instagram and talked about it. And, you know, for some of you, you may have gotten the email that said, hey, you know, we're going to be doing vision boards, come on in. And someone wrote back, vision boards that's archaic. Vision boards are archaic. That's all the email said. Sometimes we get some really, really funny responses to our videos. We do a lot of free trainings and we also have some paid programs. Some of you are in our screen reading programs. And it's really interesting to me how people reflect back on where they are in their lives with their emails to us. But that one made me laugh out loud. And I think that a lot of things are archaic that still work. Toothbrushes are, that's the first thing that came to mind. Like, been using toothbrushes for centuries and they work. And so I think that vision boards work regardless of if they're archaic or not. I think that's one of the, you know, anything that's tried and true, we should stick with. I don't know. So we're here today to talk about your vision for 2022. But I also do a little bit of a different thing that I'm going to share with you here with yay, you're here, Ruby. Cherie tree. Now I have Cherie rhymes with tree, not berry. You'll always be that to me. So we're going to talk about vision boards. We do have a handout. Let me see if I can get the link for you. Well, she says with confidence. Hold on. I know it's in here. It's HollywoodGatekeepers.com / there it is. Hollywood DIY. Ooh, fancy. Ticker tape. Live today on Hollywood Gatekeepers. We have news. I'll stop. I'm such a child. So that's where you can get the free handout. And the reason, so you'll see when you go over there that you enter your name and email. And the reason that we do that, even if you're already on our email list, is because then we can see which trainings are popular, because however many people enter their email address, then we know this is a winner, 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 winner. And vision boards are a winner, which is why we do them every year. So we are doing vision boards today. You can go to that and you will see the handout that walks you through. I'm also going to share. I'm going to share my screen with you. So she says with confidence. Hold on. I got this. So I'm going to share my screen that has the handout on it, and we'll walk through the kind of vision boards that you can create. Share screen. Share Chrome tab. Share entire screen. Hang on. I want to move this so I can still see you guys. Okay. All right. Okay. Told Joe Pesci right now, and then dating myself by making that reference. Okay. Okay. So we're going to talk about vision boards, and I'm going to share this handout. There's other trainings on this handout as well that you can see, sort of an archive of trainings. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's infinity. That's not what we want. Let's try this again. See, the problem, we used to do these every week, and it was much easier. Stop share. Here. I was going to show you how to open it, but I don't think I'll do that because I just want to get the one window that we need. So I'm going to do that. I got it. I'm on it. Share screen. Share Chrome tab. Share vision boards. There we go. That's the one. You guys can see that, right? Look on screen, right? Yeah. Okay. Perfectamundo. So there it is. So we're going to talk about vision boards today in terms of all the different types of vision boards that you can create, all the things that you can do. In here in Hollywood Gatekeepers, it might not seem like this has anything to do with reading or writing screenplays, but it really does. We do actually a whole vision board training. We didn't do it this year. Maybe we still will though, but that is about how to create a vision board for your screenplay. And so your character arcs and your characters and what's happening. It's really a fun exercise that I highly recommend. You basically use the same thing, but you do it either, you can do it from your protagonist's perspective, or you can do it as a kind of like, well, no, it's not all like that, never mind. But it can be your story sort of laid out visually. Excuse me. So we're going to walk through kind of how to do this vision board. And the reason that we do trainings like vision board trainings and prosperity trainings and abundance trainings and these kinds of trainings is because we firmly believe that if you have sort of a handle on your life, if your life is going well, you're going to be a much better reader because you won't be angsty. You won't be like, I'm in a terrible mood and I hate this screenplay. We want to make sure that you are coming at the screenplay from a place of love and curiosity. We are heart-centered readers here, and we really, really want to give that writer so much love and respect. If they sat down and wrote that screenplay, so many millions and millions of people say that they want to write a screenplay. So many people have said to me over my lifetime, I have a screenplay idea you can write. Like, that's the easy part. So if someone sat down and actually finished a screenplay, if it ended up in our hands as readers, then we need to give them as much love and respect as possible because they did it. They got the screenplay done. That in and of itself is enormous. So those of you that have written a screenplay, whether you think it's done, not done, where you like it, don't like it, whatever, you did it. And that is our focus of our finished program. That's why it's called Finish, is you want to get people to finish those screenplays. The more screenplays that you finish, the more you feel like a writer and the better your screenplays will be. So when we do these trainings, we are trying to get our readers to be in a place where they really love their lives, where they're happy with what they're doing, where they're excited about it all. And that will make them better readers because they will be then approaching that screenplay from a much better place. So that's why we do these kind of trainings. It might seem sort of off in left field, but it really, really, really isn't. So as you look at the year that you want to create for 2022, can you believe it? I'm traveling right now, and the only TV channel I have shows movies from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. It's been fantastic. It's been such a nice thing to sort of have on when I'm working, whatever, because they're all movies I pretty much have seen. But it's been really interesting. And Running Man, did you know that set in the futuristic dystopia is 2017? So it's just really interesting as we think about what year it is and how, back in the day, I remember there was this I Love Lucy episode, I think it was, there were Twilight Zones too when they're set in the 80s, like as though that's the horrible future. So anyway, 2022, here we go. Let's look at our vision of 2022. As you look at what you want to create, there's all kinds of different vision boards that you can create. And so let me scroll through this a little bit. So there's different types. So we kind of put these, and this is just a handout where you can kind of help you sort of put things together. So you can do them based on one single subject. If you really want to, this is the year I'm going to get my money situation figured out. This is the year I'm going to lose the weight that I want to use. This is the year I'm going to get healthy, whatever it might be. This is the year I'm going to find the career that I love. Like whatever that is, you can do it just one vision board. If you really want to be focused on one thing, you can do that. You can do a word-based thing where it's all kinds of words that will just, easily motivate you to remind you why you wanted to do that thing, whatever it might be: security, love, play, growth, vision, like whatever those words might be that really kind of tap into making you feel more empowered. Um, you can do a vision board that's just words. You could do inspirational sayings if there's people in your life that have inspired you, whether they're teachers that you had or famous people, whatever it might be. You can do, I didn't even put this one on here, but different people that are doing what you want to do. You can put them up so that you can be inspired by their journey. And that's the beautiful thing right now, too, in this world, is that we have all these people that are they're just more accessible. Their paths are more accessible. You can like see how they got to where they are, and you can just follow in their footsteps. There's so many people with so many amazing trainings that you can take. There's so much free content out there. Just the world of information is so amazing. Just YouTube, and there's just like Google, and like there's so many ways to find out how to do things. So I have a fan on because it's really hot in here, even though it's snowing, and papers are blowing everywhere. So when you hear that, that's the world, so that I'm in. So there's so many different ways that you can put this all together. Or you can do an all-encompassing thing of like you have your health goals and you have your financial goals and you have it all in one place. So some of the things that you might include are the goals that you would like to accomplish, reminders, the house that you would like to buy, or the place you would like to live, or the person you would like to meet. You can include this inspirationals, the people that we talked about. You can put the material things that you want. There's nothing wrong with wanting material things. Maybe art that inspires you, either artists that inspire you, or art that inspires you, or art that you want to own, or whatever it might be, places you want to go. And then the one thing that I don't think that people usually include in a vision board and that I really think is important, are accomplishments from your past. So when you put things that you've already accomplished, here, I want to make sure I can see your comments. When you put things that you have already accomplished, it will help you determine what to do next with the things that you want to accomplish, right? So when you put all of this stuff together, when you think back on times in your life where something went well and things like aligned and things worked out the way you wanted it to work out, what was going on when that happened? How were you showing up? Who were the people in your life? What were you doing on a daily basis? What was the thing that was inspiring you to do that thing that then turned out well? And by putting this on a vision board, it really helps clarify that whatever you want is possible because you did accomplish this thing that you're proud of. So being able to look back and do that, I think, is really important. And you can even take things that maybe didn't go the way that you had planned, that you would consider failures. I don't think there is such a thing as a failure. I think even success. There are things that go the way we think they're going to go, and there are things that don't. And sometimes when things don't go the way that we thought that they should go, they end up going in a way that proves to be better in the long run. And I have so many examples from my own life, from my friends' lives, where they quit this thing because it just wasn't right. And by quitting that thing, or they got fired from somewhere, by getting fired, or they lost this job, by doing that, it made them move to this place where they met the love of their life. Like all of it kind of goes together. And if you kind of look at the things where something didn't go the way that you wanted it to go, what were the lessons from that? What did you learn from that? What did it inspire you to do differently? And if things like, if it really went awry and you just can't find anything good about it, look back on that and go, okay, how was I showing up to this particular stage of my life? And how can I learn from that in order to show up the way that I want to show up currently? How do I want to behave now that either contradicts that or recreates that situation in a way that it can work out? So there's just so many things that we can learn from, people that disappointed us, people that inspired us. Like all of it comes together to be able to create whatever it is that you want. I firmly, firmly believe that. So I really think that is something that I swear by vision boards too. I think they're really great. Happy New Year. And so I really think that these are things that we can learn from, and we can stand on the shoulders of our former selves, that maybe, rather than being ashamed ever of anything. I saw, what was I want? Oh, Downton Abbey. She, of all things, she had a line that said, I would give a limb to go back in the past and change that thing. And I thought, wow, really? You would rather give a limb than feel shame from that thing. Even when we do things that are horrible and we hurt people, it's like we still can learn from that thing, and still can build lives. To feel that amount of shame about something to where you would physically want to harm yourself in order to recreate it. Now, I get there are situations that sometimes happen that we want it, we would give anything to go back and change, or anything. We feel that way. But rather than coming from that place, if we can look at that place and say, how can I stand on the shoulders of that experience to make whatever is happening today work well, or whatever is happening today to be a rich life? How can we stand on the shoulders of that and build something new, so that you can forgive yourself, forgive others, forgive the disappointment, forgive the way that things didn't go the way we thought or we think they should, and build from that. In that, there's a thing called conscious blaming too, where when we are a victim of something, can we consciously blame how that went, to say, well, if this hadn't happened, I wouldn't have been so resilient. Or if this hadn't happened, I had situations in my childhood personally where having a voice was not a thing. Like for women, my mother was very much like, mm-mm. She would do this to me all the time. We actually later in my life had many great conversations about it, because she was constantly like, putting her hand over my mouth, telling me to be quiet. All that did is put a pen in my hand, made me start writing. So I have a voice. I couldn't let the voice be silenced. And so that's where I took it to the page. So early in my life, it was conscious blaming. I'm so mad about this. But now I have such a beautiful thing. And it came full circle later in her life, where she said, where did you find this voice? And I was like, well, funny you should mention it. And then we talked about that, and we talked about her experience growing up and why she felt that women shouldn't have a voice. And so I ended up sort of being her voice with her. And it was like we had some really nice conversations towards the end of her life about that. So it can become something different. So if you can look at things in your life that perhaps were traumatic, or things that you just don't even want to think about, how can we reframe that and then stand on the shoulders of it? How can we make that thing become the thing that creates a vision board that encompasses that in a loving, forgiving way? We can forgive ourselves for things that we've done, for people we have hurt. We can forgive others for how they've disappointed us in the ways that we think things should have gone. And we can let go of some of that trauma and then build from a foundation of love, respect, peace, forgiveness. And so I think the more that we can do that, the better our year will be. And so as you look at all this, I'm going to scroll here for a second. I'm glad. Wisdom. Yay. I love wisdom. So as you look forward to that, here are some lists that you can make. You can make a couple of these lists. What are your career aspirations, your health goals? This is just to try to get you thinking about things that you might want to recreate, create, do differently, do the same, build on, whatever it might be for you. Places you want to go, who do you want to meet, relationships that are currently in your life that you want to improve or deepen. Are there accolades? There's nothing wrong with accolades. Are there things that you would like to receive? Whatever it is that drives you. Different things drive different people. Sometimes accolades, winning an award, really means something to someone. Sometimes it seems sort of silly to other people. And sometimes people shame each other for having the differing views. Whatever. Whatever gets it done, right? And then as you kind of make these lists and come up with these things, can you come up with single words to describe what these represent? Typically they all sort of have an underlying theme in general. As we move through life, our years can be sort of broken into certain themes, and sometimes those themes can be broken into just one or two words. And when we do that, those are the values we hold dear. We have like 5 or 6 values that are really important to us, and you can see what your values are. If you've never talked about values, we have whole trainings on this, and I think probably even when you go to that page, there's probably some value trainings on there, because values, I think, are really important as a reader for you to know what your values are, because they're going to absolutely affect how you look at a screenplay. Your values will definitely reflect how that screenplay manifests to you. So, like for instance, we do sometimes some trainings with personality tests. I love these trainings. So we'll do a personality test, and we'll all take this test from a character's perspective. So like we did it in our finished program, where we had everybody took the test as, I think it was Indiana Jones. And then we all kind of looked at our results, and you would think that we would all kind of come up with, he's a certain archetype, type of character, but it didn't. It was all over the place. And that is because we are bringing our own values into that character. We are seeing things reflected through our own values. So the more that you can know your values, the more you'll understand why you make certain decisions. So for instance, if you find that you really want to write that screenplay or you really want to get your reader career off the ground, but you're just not doing it, it's because there's something else that's a higher value to you that you haven't recognized. Maybe it's your family is outweighing your writing career, so you're spending your day doing things for your family instead of writing. That's totally fine, but just know that that's what's going on there. You're valuing your family or your relationship or something else, security that you're getting, and that's why you're at a regular job instead of letting that go to do reading or whatever. You're valuing different things, and that there's no shame, judgment, in any of that. It's just when you understand what your values are, you can see, oh, that's why I'm not doing. You can't just will yourself into it. If it goes against a value that you're not even aware that you have, you just won't do it. You'll do the value. So being able to identify what our values are and then go from there. Pick the value that you want. If health is one of your values, but you sit on the couch and eat Doritos and ice cream, then there's something else that you're getting out of that that is overshadowing your health value. It's maybe comfort. It's maybe ease. You want to, escape. There's something else that sitting on the couch and eating junk food is bringing you that's more important to you in that moment than your health. And that's fine too. But understanding that that's what's happening will then make it okay. So if I want to change that, which you can then start swapping and understanding, wait, I said I wanted this as my value. And in order to do that value, I need to make this choice today. So as you look at all of these, come up with what words represent the things that you want. So you can come up with a word that's security or adventure, empowerment, abundance. Like share, if you know what your word is, you can do it. I still recommend doing vision boards. You can put it on your wall. You can put it as your laptop screensaver, your phone. Like you can put one picture that will represent the whole thing. What are things that you can put together that will represent the words that these values, that these visions bring for you? So, and then I'm going to just share this kind of last page as we go. So then the last thing is there's some apps that you can use. We just put some resources there for you. So apps that you can use to figure out what, vision boards you want to create, some picture sites if you want to do it that way. So we just wanted to create that as well. So as you hold on, stop sharing. So as you create your vision boards, what word kind of represents all of it? And the more that you can narrow it down to 1 or 2 or 3 words, or even just one for the year, that will make decision making easier as you move forward. So throughout the year, then you can say, okay, I said that I wanted abundance this year. Is, doing this particular thing today going to bring me more abundance or less abundance? Is if I chose health, is sitting on the couch today going to bring me more health or less health? And it will just kind of help you make those choices throughout the year. And it's those small, tiny little moments, tiny little choices that you make that then will turn into big, longer, huger, is that a word? Big goals. It's live, but friends. No such thing as late. We're just glad that you're here. There's no such thing as late or behind in Hollywood gatekeepers or Hollywood screen readers. We want you to live your life, as your life comes about. This will be living in the Facebook group. We're also going to share the link to it via email because we get a lot of people that say they can't attend and they want to know if there's a replay. So our Monday sessions stay in the Facebook group. So you can either search it out first Monday in the search bar and they'll all come up. You can go to media inside of the Facebook group and you can watch them there. So we keep doing these every single first Monday of the month. So I hope this is helpful to you. I love that, Mary. So good. Love it. Spirit will speak. The spirit who speaks. That's beautiful. So awesome. So look at these comments. You guys are so great. And I really feel that the more that you can envision what you want in your life, the easier it will be for you to envision what that script will be as you're reading it for someone else. They wrote that screenplay. Their vision of what they want that to be is on their vision board, and you are a cog in their wheel of helping them get that to the screen, of helping their vision board come true. You are on someone's vision board. It might not be you personally, but what you do as a reader is definitely part of someone else's vision board. So I want to make sure that you realize, like, how people have entrusted you with their work and their, I don't like to call screenplays babies because they're not babies and you should be able to tear them apart with no problem. So I never, and I don't want you to be attached to it in that way, but I do want readers to really understand what a writer puts into a script so that then you can treat that script with love, respect, and courage, and help that writer to really empower them to make that thing the best script it can possibly be to get it on the screen. If you're working with a producer, I want them to really be able to rely on you, to know that the work that you're doing is solid, that you are there for them, that you understand what their vision is for their company, and that you are finding the projects that match what their vision is. So that's our role as a reader. And I really hope that this training and other trainings that we do help you put that all together. So our word moving into the future of 2022 is value. That's the word that I'm choosing for my year, for myself, as well as for the Hollywood Gatekeepers business. And so everything that we do, we are constantly now saying, will this provide more value for you, for our students, for the people in our Gatekeepers program, for our screen readers in our screen reader program? We want to make sure that we provide as much value as possible, no matter where you are in the journey with us. So we are coming up with all kinds of new trainings. Absolutely, they are part of the team, not the breaker. We are trying to kick that Hollywood gate open for people, not slam it shut. That is our goal. So we are doing a whole day workshop on January 22nd, where we're going to dive into the nuances of story, because that's so key to writing a good screenplay. So if you're in our programs, we're also going to be introducing kind of a new way of looking at coverage in general that we're calling the inside-outside technique. And we really want you to become really schooled in this way of approaching coverages. So we're going to cover that as well. I'm really excited about this because I really think it's going to be the thing that sets our screen readers apart as readers. And this year, as part of value, we're doing so much where we're going to be doing so many things as I get out there to really do what I can to help our readers move through our programs. We're doing a whole 2.0 version of our program. We're updating everything of our paid program so that we can get you through the program with as much ease as possible and get you out there covering screenplays in the easiest way possible, with as much love and respect and gumption as we could give you. So that's our goal for 2022. Really looking forward to. Already we've created so many cool things. We have our team. Cherie is here, and Doug. Send Doug lots of love. He's ill today, but please send him lots of love, and we'll be like creating more things. And Joy is here, and we have Jean, and all of us are here to help you figure out what your vision is for 2022. And you are here to help readers and producers, writers and producers figure out their vision. So it's just a ripple effect. And the more that you can create this in your life, quite frankly, the easier you will be to be around. And the more your family will appreciate it, the more beautiful screenplays that you help create, the more work that we put out there that inspires people. People are constantly saying, what are you watching, right? It's really a big thing that people ask each other. There's a content explosion like never before. I've never seen so much content at one time, which means we need readers, which means we need readers that come from a love, heart-centered focus that will help those writers get that script to the screen. And that's your job. So looking forward to this year. Make sure that you get the handout at hollywoodgatekeepers.com/DIY. You can also, I don't think I have a banner for this. When you go to that handout, you'll see that there's information about the live event. So you can go, I don't have the banner for that. So you can go there. It's hollywoodgatekeepers.com/story. And that's also on the banner of this page of our Facebook group. So you can check that out. We'd love to have you join us on January 22nd. And have a beautiful, lovely new year. If you're watching the replay, put in the comments, share your word with us. What's it going to be so we can celebrate each other? So, so, so lovely to be here. You guys just brighten my life and my day, and you make things so spectacular. And we are having so much fun coming up with, thank you. There is the link right there. Thank you for that. We're just having so much fun creating things and helping people find their paths as readers, as writers, and as human beings. So love you guys, and we will see you soon. We'll see you at the event. We'll see you at our live trainings. We're not going anywhere. Happy New Year.